back to the 4 nipples.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He does have 4 nipples.
How
oh my
would you
God,
not
we could
know
talk
that?
about his 4 nipples.
I thought he had 3, but not 4.
No, and he's open. He's like, yeah, I have them
It's
here,
like here and
here.
here.
Yeah. We don't talk enough. We should open up before it's all too much.
Welcome to Fan Take.
The series where we'll be breaking down different fandoms and their impact on the advertising industry. I'm Mackenzie. I'm the media department manager at the agency.
And I'm Ginny. I'm an operations manager at the agency. And in case you missed our last episode, these mics are fake. They do absolutely nothing. And in case you missed any of our previous episodes, we love Harry Styles.
If you couldn't tell. But we're both extremely excited for today's episode because we have a fellow Harry Styles enthusiast, Stef Lozano. Woo!
Hi everyone, I'm Steph. I'm a 4th year advertising major. I'm a strategist at the agency, and I'm very, very excited to be here today and talk about Harry.
Yeah, we're so excited.
We're pumped.
So am I. I've been looking forward to this all day. I'm so excited.
We've been looking forward to this since the start of Fan Take. Can I tell you
Long
that?
time coming.
Yeah, this, I think we might have mentioned this in the first episode, in case we haven't, but basically us being Harry Styles fans and directioners kind of sparked the interest for Fan Take and made us want to do this whole show. So It's very full circle for us, and yeah, it's a long time coming. We've been very excited for this.
So like Mackenzie said, we came into the Harry Styles fandom because we were directioners before. But I'm interested to hear, like, how did you become a Harry fan? Were you a directioner or were you like a solo Harry?
So yeah, I actually wasn't a directioner, which I know is a really hot
Shocker.
I know, everyone always starts as a directioner, so I feel like you guys are like the vet fans, like newer on the scene. But I got into Harry Styles. My friend introduced me to his debut album, and I really wasn't interested at all in listening to it because I was like, oh, One Direction, like meh. But I was so surprised, like, with his style. I was so surprised, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll give him a shot, whatever. Then Fine Line came out, and that's when everything changed. That's when everything changed. I just feel like his music was not what I expected in the best possible way. And now I'm into more One Direction stuff now, like, because I love Harry, whatever, it's all connected. Yeah. But I don't know, I just feel like Harry's, like, so unapologetically him in his craft and his, like, public persona and everything that I was just like, yeah, I'm a fan. I'm immediately a fan. It was, like, from the start, I was like, this is a cool guy. So,
yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of my Harry origin.
Yeah, I love that because it's definitely a different experience than what we have because we both joined the One Direction fandom, like, very early on, I would say. So it's kind of interesting to, like, hear your perspective because you're just as big of a fan. And so, there's that representation of fans from all different walks of life. And, they join the fandom at different parts and we welcome them.
No, yeah.
That's why we're the best fandom.
It's the best. Like, I know a lot of, the gatekeeping is like a thing now, whatever. But I feel like I always walked into, like, Harry situations and everyone's so welcoming. Like, the Harry fandom is just great.
Yeah.
I just want more people to love him. You know what I mean? Like, why am I going to stop someone from loving him? Then I can gush about him more.
Like, loving Harry is like a green flag. Like, it's a green flag. Like, I'm like, okay, like,
yeah. So we've both been in the fandom for a while, but I would say that I haven't really thought about, like, how my love for Harry could turn into, like, a career path or something until much later in my life. It wasn't, like, something that was always in the back of my head, but I will say when the whole, like, Aroda campaign came out, because that was so cool and, like, so big on social media, that made me be like, oh my gosh, like, there are so many cool opportunities for marketing and advertising in the music industry. Yeah. So that's, like, a long answer of basically explaining that I now want to get into music marketing because of my love for Harry Styles and for my appreciation for, like, his campaigns like that. That being said, I kind of want to know, like, what is your experience with that? Like, I'm not sure what kind of industry you want to go into, but has it impacted who you are as, like, a professional or, like, a student now?
I think so. I think kind of joining this fandom really taught me, like, the true meaning of getting influenced and just, like, how important it is to know your fandom. Like, just any other marketing campaigns I've seen with artists, like, there's classic kind of not cheesy, but just, like, very standard campaigns you can do. And, like, they'll work and they'll get the word out there, but when Harry did, like, that whole thing, or, like, when Taylor Swift did her Midnights thing, I don't really know how that worked with, like, the track list, right? She, like, released the track list. You're like, yeah, I know.
She, like, announced each individual, like, track on TikTok.
Yeah.
But then she also had, like, the clock, like, her albums, like, the if you bought 4 different vinyls, they turn into a clock. Right? And then she sold the clock pieces online to, like, actually turn it into a clock. It's genius. It's insane.
Like, having those Easter eggs, I feel like, just really, as a fan, makes you appreciate that marketing so much more. And it kind of just feels like it was made for you. I know it's made for the whole fandom, but like when Harry did that stuff or when Taylor did that stuff, I'm sure Swifties just like, it's exciting. It's exciting to see it.
Yeah.
So I think professionally, I just kind of realized how important it is to know who you're talking to. And like, I know I was mentioning earlier today about like this Louis Capaldi. He did a campaign where he literally just had a huge billboard and he was like in like underwear and that's it. And he was like, sex sells. And it had nothing to do with his like super cheesy emotional track coming out, but it's just like he knew he could have fun with his audience. He knew he could have fun with his fandom. And I just feel like it really shows how important it is to be in touch with what you know you can and cannot do with them, what they'll enjoy, what they won't enjoy.
Yeah, no, that's so funny. I honestly don't keep up a ton with Louis Capaldi. He comes up on like my For You page or like
me too.
anything like Twitter. Like I'll see him like come up in things here and there. And every time I do, I laugh. Like he's so funny.
He's so
He
funny.
knows what he's doing. He knows
Yeah.
what he can and cannot do, and it's hilarious.
Exactly.
Like, he just has a good time.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way, especially now that like the era of TikTok where everything is like so fast paced and people have short attention spans. They need something that's like gonna relate to them or like catch their eye or something. And I think like also what's fun is like making that connection with the fan and like giving them things to figure out and like kind of like play a huge part in the campaign itself. That's like the thing with Midnights and like also with the Rhoda when the fans like they figured it out on their own.
It was never like explicitly like out there, but
that's the coolest part. And that is what I hope to kind of dive into at some point in my career. But yeah, it's so much fun.
And Harry's also always like impressed me because he's really been like low profile on socials.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have like that funny Instagram. Like Louis Capaldi will post like memes and stuff. Harry King, he doesn't feed us online. Like he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
But he still like finds a way to connect with his fandom so well. And I always think like it's crazy how he's low profile, yet I feel like we have a really good relationship with him as a fandom.
Yeah.
So it's super cool to see how marketing plays into that with like pleasing or just like anything he does. I feel like the fans are always a part of it, which is super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it in our Off the Top podcast. Check it out. But we were talking about how that can translate to brands and like what we do regardless of if we go into like music marketing. So for me, I always kind of knew I wanted to go into marketing. So it didn't like being a Harry fan or a Taylor fan didn't make me like want to go pursue music marketing, but it made me appreciate their campaigns more. And as a marketer, like taking that and being able to translate that into, for me, it would be selling pet food. But how can I make that so that build that connection with your audience, and build these big campaigns that not only connect to the audience, but get them involved in becoming part of the brand. And so for me, that's what's exciting about like being a fan.
Like inspiring to see it happen in an organic way as well. Like, it wasn't forced, like we just figured it out, or we just like, it gives that human touch.
Yeah.
So
I'm still shocked people were able to figure out the You Are Home thing was connected to him and how early they were able to figure out it was connected to
Like
him.
who found the accounts first?
It's got to be an inside job. Like maybe they link the link. They leak the link to like a fan
like
or
HS
like
Daily or
like
something,
updates
account.
Because how? Like
for reference, the You Are Home thing was promo for Harry's House, his newest album. And so it was a whole website that was built out with a bunch of, it was doors, and every day the door would open to
like
a new
super
thing.
Basic stuff.
Yeah, and it eventually led to him announcing his album, Harry's House. So it was like a really cool way fans caught on.
It was so exciting.
Probably within a week, with like newspaper ads or like billboards going up. And I don't know how they connected it to Harry. Like I genuinely don't know, but I think, super cool.
Yeah.
Super.
I think like the only thing that maybe could have like given people an idea is, you know, they had like the watermelon sugar and like the like I think Lights Up. I don't know. There were different song releases where it was literally just a website and it had one thing on it. It was the most like when you think about it, that is the most basic campaign, and it's so funny because it's like in
but
hindsight,
we eat it up.
Yeah, in hindsight, it's like so simple, but we're like,
we get excited.
Oh my God.
Yes, and then we think about it and we text everyone, we're like, did you see this? Like, have you seen whatever? And it's like the most basic thing. Like, imagine somebody pitching that in a room, like, guys, a door.
No, literally.
And everyone's like, oh, it's genius.
Right.
It's amazing.
It's a house, a door.
A house, a door, maybe some photos in it. And even go to Photoshop, like, and we eat it up. So it's so cool.
True.
And he's still using it. Like they still use it. Like that's how Music for a Sushi Restaurant, the music video came out. So it's still connected to like any music video or any content he's putting out now, which is super cool.
It's all intertwined. Oh, I love him.
I love him. I did kind of want to bring it back to your point of like how Harry himself is not really on social media because that's so interesting when thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because Louis Capaldi himself, who is an artist, he is very active himself. Whereas Harry, it's more like his team, like it's the Pleasing account, the Eroda account. It's more like his business side, I guess.
Yeah.
Yet it's so effective, like him not actually being that active. So I don't know if there's an answer to this, but it's just like, how does that work? Like when you think about it, because like, I don't know, like how does that work if he's not himself promoting himself?
I don't know. I think it's just like, because you're right. If it's like a polished version of him when he posts, like I know people probably, were approving it all, and like we look forward to like those singular posts for every show. He does like the date and the like city.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's pretty surface level, but it shines through when he's like on carpets or like when he like does it without speaking. He just connects with his audience. I think the shows though, like 100%, like he's a hell of a performer, and so it's like when he's there and he's making these jokes, like the inside jokes, like the banana joke, like he had like that whole song with the
it's a family show joke.
It's a family show, like the way he interacts with signs. Like I think the connection builds a lot through there. And then he knows what he's doing with like music videos and stuff when he has eggs and like all that stuff. Like I'm like, I see you, you see me, we see each other.
Yeah.
Like it feels like that. So I do think it's really interesting though that he doesn't interact that much socially. But like Brittany Broski, for example, like fangirl of all fangirls. Like I love her.
I love her.
I feel like when she was doing all that stuff with him, where was it at the?
It was his one night only, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was one night only.
It was.
Yeah.
She was with HSHQ, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like all that stuff. For some reason, like I was like, oh my god, I'm like hanging out with Harry. I don't know, it's just like
That's
different
so
ways.
true.
He finds
That's what
ways.
you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, he finds ways to like go around, and I think it's honestly served him to be private.
I think it allows us to put whatever we want on him.
That's so true.
It's almost
like,
a dangerous part though, because you make a narrative. And
You can like he's whatever you want him to be in that way. Like we know only as much as he lets us know, which is very little when you actually think about it in the grand scheme of things. Like he's putting out merch all the time. He's been on tour for like over a year, but we don't really like. We know like Harry Styles. People will say like Harry Styles, like TM, like the brand, but we don't actually know like him, which allows us as fans to be like, oh, he's like this, which is genius.
No wrong.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
it's incredible
serves-
from
it
like a
serves him,
branding
for
perspective.
Sure.
Yeah.
That is very true, because I feel like that could also get into like dangerous territory of like
100%.
what's it called, parasocial relationships.
Yeah, like idolizing what's not even
Exactly.
You don't know if it's real or not.
Yeah. So there's that, but that's okay.
But I would never. But not me. But not us.
Not us.
No, I like don't even like it that much. That's crazy that you even say that.
Yeah.
So I think Taylor Swift has completely changed the game for music marketing, and I think you're starting to see Harry do the same.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to know, like we've talked a lot about it, but kind of hear from your perspective, what do you think Harry's influence is on the music industry and like the music marketing industry at large?
Yeah. So I think in the music industry in general, he's really played around with the concepts of masculinity and femininity in really, really like inspiring and great ways. Whether it be just through his music, because you can hear hints of just like playing around with those concepts, as well as his fashion. I think huge breakthroughs in like everything that he wears, even now on stage or on carpets, the magazine cover with the dress that like broke the internet in the best way. People were mad, but like let them be mad. Like that was amazing. And then him just like peeking into different industries, I think for marketing has been huge for his career. Marvel, pleasing, like just Dunkirk, like literally everything. What can he do?
He's an actor now.
He's an actor. He can do anything. Him peeking into that is really interesting to me because people are mad about it. Like people don't like it.
Yeah.
I personally am biased. I think we're all biased because we love him. So we're like, yes, go do more. But it's a really interesting concept to kind of like peek into other industries and not really say much about it because he hasn't said much about it. He just does it and we eat it up and people are mad, people are happy. And I think he's just really changed it in the way of just being unapologetic. I know I keep using that word, but it's like the most perfect word I think I can use when it comes to like describing how he carries himself, like publicly and like personally with us, I guess.
Yeah, that's a really good point because I know, and Harry's not the only one who has like dived into those like femininity, masculinity sort of personas.
Yeah.
You know, there's other stars like Jaden Smith and like Sam Smith now,
100%, yeah.
But they don't get as much, I guess, attention for it for some reason. But I think that like that is a perfect direction that you know celebrities are going in.
Yeah, working with like Gucci, like that's
exactly.
Everybody knows Gucci, like it was huge.
Yeah, and it's just a breakthrough, and so I think that is like super inspiring for like young fans too, who see that and they're like, oh, I can be myself. I can tap into this side of myself.
And people are mad, and he doesn't care, and he keeps doing it.
Yeah.
So it's like that's how it should be. So I feel like it's inspiring for younger generations to be like, people don't like it, and he's still doing it. Yeah. And now people are loving it. So.
Exactly. Like the Instagram post that he posted like after Vogue came out and it said like bring back manly men or something.
Yeah, that was so good. That was so good.
When he sprinkles in a little of that like sass, I'm like,
that was funny.
Yes.
Okay, Harry, yeah.
I'm like, I see you.
He sees it. So now for the fun stuff. I want to know everything. What has been your favorite experience? Your favorite album?
His show.
Yeah.
Oh, his show was amazing. Have you guys been?
Oh yeah.
Yes, we have.
What a question. What a silly question I'm asking.
Which one did you go to?
I went to the one in Sunrise.
Yeah, I went to Orlando.
I went to Orlando and Tampa, and then we went to New York this past.
And I went to Chicago.
Not jealous at all. I don't even care.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's
It's fine.
like
But
so
you guys got
lonely.
to be so lonely, so.
We did
We
get
did
to
get
be
to
so
be so
lonely.
lonely.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yeah, it's okay. I did get medicine, so.
Oh, neither did I.
No, I did get
Oh,
medicine.
Oh, you did get medicine.
Oh, then you win everything. I don't even know. Like
In Chicago, yeah.
Yeah.
And that
I'm
lovely
speechless.
poster.
I'm speechless.
Yeah.
Kidding. No, yeah, his show was phenomenal.
It's so good.
And like, I think I've never spent more on a concert. I don't care. I would do it again. Like, it's just because like, I really like about Harry shows that it's not like super showy and flashy choreographed dances and that. It's just him.
Yeah.
It's so authentic. I love his shows
Yeah.
and like the banana songs, all that stuff. I eat it up.
All his little bits. I love it.
Yeah.
I will say, I wanted to just kind of mention this because we did see him in New York, and that's obviously iconic. We went to
Yeah.
night 6, so we got the best outfit. It was his denim vest.
The open one.
Let me tell you, we were not expecting that.
Oh.
It was actually
You guys
like,
saw what? You guys saw that in real life?
yeah, we saw his chest. Anyways,
The clip of us when we realized, it's so funny, the clip of us.
in Orlando, I was in the pit, and I was like, I like camped out since 6 a.m. I got like barricade. Yeah, I got barricade, and you would think that that'd be like maybe my favorite show, or New York would be my favorite show, but Tampa was my favorite show because I wasn't worried about taking photos or videos, and we got to be so lonely, and so
double whammy.
yeah,
Double whammy.
nothing will top that ever.
Well, I want to ask you guys. Okay, so you've been to the New York. New York is like the idolized one, right? Like everyone's like, "Oh my God, New York, Harry."
Yeah.
Is it that different? Like him, like because I feel like it's a little bit more glamorous in New York. Or at least that's what it feels like, kind of online. People
That's
are like,
what
"Oh my God,
you'd
I love
think.
New York. I've been
Yeah.
there a million times."
No,
is it different?
I think Chicago was my favorite show.
Mm.
Also, like mine was at MSG. I
Oh,
think it
interesting.
was like the allure of like going to Madison Square Garden. It
Yeah.
did bounce. Like they're not
did.
lying when they say like the floor.
Oh,
like and we
really?
were in
was
the stands, and
scary.
it was we were like
The floor's like shaking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone's
it-
stomping for
No,
like satellite.
literally.
I mean, he definitely has like a lot of energy in New York, but he always has energy. So I didn't feel like I didn't feel like it felt drastically different from
Yeah.
going to a show like in Orlando or whatever. It was just cool to be able to go see a show.
Yeah.
Not only was it Harry, but it was also Madison Square Garden, which is like an iconic
How
venue.
many
so-
shows did he do there?
He did 15.
right?
Like when does
Yeah.
he sleep?
No,
That's
right?
really-
And we were like so prepared to have the worst outfit ever because we were the
It
sixth
was-
show in.
Oh.
And we're like guessing. And I literally turned to Mackenzie before the show started. I was like, wouldn't it be so funny?
So hilarious.
Right in the middle of the residency if he showed out in the best outfit.
That'd be so
You manifested.
crazy.
And that's why we were screaming.
You manifested.
That's
Yeah.
why we went crazy. Yeah.
His outfits, I love how excited we get about his outfits. So people are
Yes.
like, I think he's gonna wear this color. Chest today or no chest? Like I love it. Like I love it. It's so funny. It's because like honestly at this point, I feel like his style from the beginning of tour to now is so different.
Yeah.
Because I love Harry. I love Harry Styles. Okay. Sometimes his outfits.
Horrendous. I'm
So
sorry.
bad.
Oh my god! And I know I just went on about how he's a fashion icon, but the Today Show outfit where he looked like a big green candy cane.
No, I loved that one.
No,
No, I can't.
I
Like-
did. Remember, I was like, everyone hates it. I actually really liked it.
I can't.
Mackenzie,
I
you
love
remind
it.
me
It's a onesie. It was like he was
It
about to go to
was-
bed.
Looks comfy. I don't know.
And it was green and brown too. Like the color. It
Right.
wasn't even just like that the outfit was bad, but then the colors.
It
I
wasn't as
like-
bad as a lot of his other outfits, though. I will say.
There have been worse. Really important question.
Really important answer.
What's your favorite era?
I have to put respect on Frat Boy Harry and Dunkirk Harry, but Prince Harry takes the cake.
Mhm.
He's a god.
I have to agree with that.
Okay, I love Prince Harry, but
But what?
it's gotta be Dunkirk.
what? I honestly understand.
I think like as I've grown up, it's
Yeah.
changed because when I was younger, frat boy for sure.
Yeah,
Because we're
me
talking
too.
Take Me Home. That's Take Me Home era. We're
Mhm.
teenage dirtbag, when that
Oh.
My
Like, I didn't know
name
what to do
is
with myself.
Noel, like that. Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that.
And when his voice changed to so tell me girl
Yes!
if every time
Uh-huh.
that was frat boy. And then Prince I was like, oh, Prince Harry. There's so many pretty he's so
He's
pretty
pretty.
as Prince Harry.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
this Harry is like my age now. So I think that's
Yeah.
probably why I'm like
It resonates.
yeah. And live on tour. Live on
Live
tour.
on tour is
Yeah.
also very up there.
Yeah.
But Prince Harry.
I have to say,
Prince Harry.
also kind of like a specific subsegment of Prince Harry is like when he was in the Where We Are tour era. So it was like
Yeah.
right before 4, the album, came out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like his hair was kind of getting a little bit long, but it wasn't too long.
It was
Yeah.
like a little different. We're
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah, like
I agree.
bandana Harry.
Bandanery?
bandana-ry.
No, from the San Siro
Yes.
concert video that you can watch, which is not a bandana. I'm pretty sure it's a green T-shirt
I don't
that
know
he
what
just
that
like
is.
tied in his hair.
But yes.
Right.
But that era, yes.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so albums. Give me your rankings. We love his eras. He has so many eras, but his 3 albums.
You want to go first?
Oh, sure.
Worst to best.
Worst. Oh my god. People are gonna cancel me. I can't say he has a worst album.
Yeah.
Okay, just
least favorite to favorite.
Okay, my least favorite is Harry Styles' self-titled, but it's like nostalgic for me at this point, but it's not really totally my vibe. And then Fine Line takes number 2, and then I have to say Harry's House is my favorite. Fine Line was like obviously my favorite when it came out. I was like, oh my god, this is so good. But Harry's House came out, and I was like, this is actually perfect. This is a perfect album. Like, I'm obsessed with every single second of every song. So
I think least favorite to favorite would be self-titled, Harry's House, Fine Line. But what I think is his best album is Harry's House. Like, I do think Harry's House is his best album, but there's something like I love about Fine Line. No song on Harry's House makes me feel the way like when I listen to Cherry or Golden or those songs on Fine Line. And maybe that's because like I was kind of still upset with One Direction when the self-titled album came out. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh, I can't believe they're putting out,
because One Direction broke up, and I was like, cool.
I was like, I can't believe they're putting out solo music. This is rude. Like, you said 18 months hiatus.
That they're done.
Yeah, and so I was kind of like, I listened to it, but I wasn't like, Harry. But when Fine Line came out, like I was fully in it, and so that probably is why that was so like.
Yeah.
But I also just love it. I love Fine Line. I know it was like made to be like a radio pop album, but I think it's incredible.
So well, I have different answers from literally both of you. I think my least favorite is Harry's House.
Oh my god.
I think my least favorite is Harry's House. It's still so good, but it's just like, okay, favorite to least favorite is Fine Line debut album, Harry's House. Okay. But I just think, I feel like everyone's gonna cancel me because Harry's House, I love Harry's House, it's so good, but I just have such nostalgia with the debut album. Right. And Fine Line, I think, is just his best. I know you said you think Harry's House is his best. I think Fine Line is a no-skip album. Mm-hmm. I was talking about this with a friend earlier, but Harry's House, I feel like it gets forgotten a little bit, like Woman, Sweet Creature, From the Dining Table, Kiwi, Carolina.
Yeah.
Like when I really think about it, I'm like, no, this is a great album.
Yeah. I'll listen back to it and I'm like, oh my god, this song is so good.
What's your favorite song?
My favorite song, that's really hard.
Yeah.
I really love Kiwi, like a lot. Like I love that song.
Yeah.
I really like Satellite.
It's a fantastic song. It's my favorite on the album.
I really like Sweet Creature too. I think it's underrated.
So sweet. It's a sweet song. It's such a sweet
creature.
What's your favorite song?
Sign of the Times.
Sign of the Times is a really good one.
Can't be topped.
Sometimes I can't believe that was like his first
song.
Like what an impressive.
It should have won a Grammy.
Masterpiece. I don't know if I have like a top favorite. I think Woman might be my all-time favorite.
I love the piano.
Perfect song.
Go home, get a headlight, speed in the net. I don't want to talk about the way that it was.
Steph, thank you so much for coming on to
Thank you for
Fantake.
having me. This is so much fun.
Yeah. Oh, it's been a blast for us. And thank you so much for watching.
And although we loved this episode, there's plenty more episodes to come. So to keep up to date with who we're going to bring on next, make sure to follow us on all of our socials at the agency at UF.
And like Harry himself always says,
treat people with kindness. Don't you call him what you used to call me.
Oh, that's cuckoo. Cuckoo.